wasted human potential. We have a moral obligation to understand the ultimate reasons why we destroy one another.
I mean, you can stick around if you want to. You just want to get involved. I've already said that all the equipment is yours, and that you've come and saved the day with more equipment of yours.
Yeah, it took me 3 seconds to figure it all out.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you fancy getting some chicken nuggets?
I'm all good.
I'll have some chicken nuggets. Thanks.
That sounds like an amazing idea.
Yeah, I'm hungry. All right, babe. Thank you.
A bit.
Okay. Hopefully it stays working now. So basically, Alex just came in, saved the day, because the equipment was not equipment in. It wasn't. This technology generation is fucking bullshit, but here I am trying to use it. So, as far as I can remember, I think we were talking about your time working in Greece.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now.
I can't remember what we got up to. We might not have even got it. Who knows? We don't know when it cut off. We were talking about how Jason actually got his Instagram name as Toast. So what he used to do was, do you want to recap on that?
Yeah, I did a couple of seasons in Greece, and then got offered a job to just make toast. It was to got a free slice of toast if you got a drink, and I just did that for 7 days,
That is
3
brilliant.
months.
Well, you worked every day?
Yeah, it was.
Never had a day off?
No, because we would start at 10 o'clock at night and then finish at 8 o'clock in the morning.
It doesn't
And
mean
then
you
we'd
shouldn't
have
get a day off, though.
No, but then we'd just go out day drinking or boat parties and things, and then
Yeah, that's fun.
or chilling by the pool, and then go back to it again at 10 p.m.
So imagine working in Zante. What do you call it, Zankifiov? What the fuck was that? What the fuck?
On the wind, I think.
Oh, you didn't shut the door.
Oh.
That was so creepy. I thought someone oh. Anyway, yeah. So, my God, blank. Let me think
Zante.
again.
Yeah, that's what I called it, Zante. That's
Oh
the-
yeah. Yeah. Do you call it Zante or the proper name?
It depends who I'm talking to, really. If I'm talking to everyone knows it's Zante, because Zante's just a party island.
Yeah, because they call it Zankifios.
Yeah, Zakynthos. That's the Greek name for it.
Oh, okay. Because I know that there's a lot of places nearby you're supposed to people recommend to visit,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
just never have. Although I did go on one of those boat trips to that pirate beach.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was one of the best places I've ever been to. Weird that there's a pirate ship there though, but then the beach is almost
Shipwreck
untouched.
Beach.
Yeah.
I did the viewpoint last year, where you stand on the cliff and you can see it from 600 feet
Really?
above.
Do you not feel like you're gonna?
No, you got to think that's the photo. It's just stood on the edge.
Oh
And
wow!
that's 600 feet down.
Fucking hell! Is it windy up there?
Yeah, it's a big old trek because it's literally you have to climb up a mountain.
Oh wow! It is high up. And I remember the week after I left, when I just went there for a week holiday, some of it collapsed.
Yeah,
some of the
yeah,
cliffs fell down. Ooh. Just
Yeah, a big
burping.
landslide happened.
Yeah, that's fucking bad, isn't it? Did it hurt anyone?
A couple of people are injured, yeah. And obviously they have to get a helicopter or something to come and grab them.
Fucking hell.
Because obviously you can either go by boat or with a helicopter.
Yeah, because you can't walk to it, can you?
No.
Although I think, do people rock climb down it?
No. You can base jump off it in a parachute. But that's only Red Bull professionals.
Yeah, people that know actually what they're doing. Would you ever bungee jump?
Oh, I don't know. It depends really. Not off there.
Yeah,
No, that's
probably not there.
That's 600-foot drop. That is.
Yeah, that's a big drop. When I went there, to the beach for those couple of hours you actually spend there, it's so hot 'cause it's a massive wind trap.
Oh yeah. You can completely sunburn yourself.
Yeah, that was so hot, but it literally felt like you're on your own little private island for a bit. So that's really cool. Also, would you continue to pursue being Mr. Toast in other venues in the UK?
Yeah. Like my like I've done it before, like in what is it, Brighton. So yeah, I would do it again. I'd go back like every season again, but it's too much of a risk.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, I get you. Whereas, like, if you brought Mr. Toast to the UK more, would you have to give anything up?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
No.
So you never know. You could have an extra side hustle.
I'll come out of retirement.
Yeah, come out of retirement as Mr. Toast. Come into a venue near you. So he's going to be giving you out the toast instead of shots. Which these days I think is a bit more more of a thing. People aren't drinking as much these days.
Some Nutella on toast, can't beat that, can you?
Oh, I love Nutella.
At 3 a.m. in the morning.
Do you know what I used to like? When I used to smoke weed, I used to like get like a little plate and I used to put peanut butter on one side, Nutella on the other. I'd put it in the microwave for like 20 seconds and I'd get breadsticks and dip it in. Oh. And it was like the best stoner snack ever. It sounds really gross now, but it was actually banging. Highly recommend. I really recommend it. Would you ever do like if you wasn't in the position you are now, like if you was like back with your parents or something and you wanted to go on a wild one abroad, would you ever do a season at any other destination?
I don't know really. Like, I know Zante, but the island, completely. So, and the thing is, like, if I were to do it in Ibiza or something, that's 20 times more expensive.
Yeah, it is.
And for how hard it was for me to try and get a job out there for my 4 seasons, trying to find a job in Ibiza would be.
Oh yeah, that must be quite hard. I can imagine it is as well.
Like they sell like a coffee there for €25.
It's ridiculous. Like when Alex and I went because he had a show, we stayed in the old town, so like the old Ibiza town instead of the popular Ibiza town, and it was so much cheaper, like massively cheaper. The most expensive thing he bought, I think, was sun cream. That was €25. But like going into the shops, it was like normal prices. Yeah. We were like, what the fuck? Like, and then our friends are like on the other end of the island paying like €12 for a packet of cherries. And we're like, what the fuck? We're paying like €1. Like it was crazy. But I remember how cheap Zante was.
Yeah.
You could buy breakfast for like €1.90.
Yeah. Like, good old €1 pizza slices as well.
Yeah.
Everything was.
And they do good English breakfast.
Yeah.
They have some banging restaurants.
Yeah, and you get a big old. Well, that's
Massive.
a good thing about the Greeks. They literally just.
Yeah, I love Greek
everything
food.
on the plate.
Caesar salads are my favourite. I'm going to regret saying that if that's not Greek, but I think it is. Caesar's Greek.
Yeah. I think it's some sort of.
Yeah.
It's a Greek name.
Yeah, it's got to be Greek. Don't come for me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so I literally love the Greek food. Like I tried loads of new stuff out there, and I never used to be like a big taster, but I ate on loads of places on the actual beach. Because that's just like proper nice.
Oh yeah, proper. It's proper, obviously fresh fish and that as well.
Yeah, and they're like highest rated restaurants aren't even that expensive. And it's like, why does anyone go anywhere else? It's so good. I loved it there. I actually loved it there so much. But so when you come back from your last season, when did you like sort of think about moving into your own place? Because obviously you you already had it?
Last year, 2019, I got my flat, so I'd got that when I came back from Greece.
Oh, nice.
2019, yeah. So
but it's not fucking easy moving out. It's not.
No, it was easier then. It is now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not cheaper back then.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, when I went out there last year, I had to pay for my flat while I was out there.
Oh.
Obviously, I had to keep my flat. I had to pay for my flat.
So how did you do that then? Because I wouldn't be able to
overdraft
do
and
that.
money and
Yeah.
I managed. I think
Thank you, Lloyd's Bank.
I literally probably saved about I saved about £3,000. That was for my rent and my bills.
Yeah.
And then I probably had about 400 quid to take out with me.
Oh wow.
Which was more than I've ever taken out there in my 4 seasons.
Really?
Yeah.
So the first time you went, how much did you take out?
Like 75 quid.
Really? No way.
In just that 31 days, I ended up spending £2,500.
Wow. Did it like get you into debt, or was it when you were working? It was like.
I wasn't working when I started working in 2019 when I was out there. So I did 2 seasons just going out there and just
partying.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that. That's so much fun. I'm surprised your liver's still functioning.
Oh no, it shouldn't be.
No, definitely not. But you're here.
But yeah, I know. But yeah, I reckon in the 4 seasons I've done, I've probably spent well over 20 grand.
Wow.
Out there in Greece.
That's a lot, isn't it? That's a lot of money.
Just from.
That's how their economy
is
is like getting better.
It's me, yeah. It's people like me. Like last year, like we'd have a big group of us. Like, we'd go into Cherry Bay, the big, massive club. We'd order like 200 shots each.
Wow.
So there'd be like
That's
about 600 shots on the table.
Just for like the aesthetic.
Yeah,
You're like, look at me, look at all these shots.
Whoever bought the shots would obviously be like have to spend €200 on 200 €1 shot.
Wow. That's a lot of shots.
We did that for 3 months.
God, I would die. I think whenever I go to like these abroad places, because of the alcohol they have, I always lose my voice pretty soon. So I have like no voice for the whole holiday. So you know, like when you're like singing along to the songs, you're having a groove and that. I can't sing along to them. Not that I can sing, but I just love like singing along to stuff. And I literally just couldn't. Like, I've lost my voice. I think I also went to like one of their white parties.
Yeah.
Which is like where you dress in white. So I think I just had like a regular bikini on, but then I had like a white over thing on. And it like, you go there and you think everyone's minted, but it's because we're all dressed in white. Everyone
it
looks
just
minted.
looks sophisticated, doesn't it?
But it's really cool. And it's like, to be fair, I think Zante is the cheapest when it comes to this issue.
Yeah.
But like, you know when you have to like rent a bed and stuff? I can't remember how much it was, but we did not do that. Because we were like, that's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, for the VIP packages things, yeah, they are a fair bit.
Yeah, but then you do also get stuff with the bed, which I didn't know.
Yeah, you get like a bottle of whatever it is, and like, that's what.
And some places give you food. So like this past year, I've been to a couple of like hot places, and in Barcelona there was a show Alex did where it was like a pool party, and these beds we like claimed it, and obviously we're like backstage, so we didn't think we'd have to pay for anything. Right? Especially not me, because I'm not the fucking one making the money. So I'm thinking like, oh, we'll just be able to take this bed. And they're like, yeah, that's like $1,000. And we're like, yeah, no chance.
Nah.
We were like, no. And they were like, you're going to have to move your stuff. We were like, okay. And then we waited and we thought, so we just put our stuff back, and just nothing ever happened of it. And I was like, okay, that'll be fine. And then I remember in Ibiza, I really wanted to go to that ocean beach.
Oh, yeah,
you just see it everywhere.
Oh, yeah, I know. You can see it over the fence.
Not go, yeah.
Slap over the fence and you see everyone just... I did it when I went out there for a family holiday. It was like we were just walking across that beach area, and you could just... Obviously, it's just going, and you can just hop on like the wall and just see over the fence.
That's exactly
everyone
what we
just,
did.
Just going at it.
We literally were like, before we pay for it, we're going to stand on the wall and see what the fuss is about. And we were like, this looks lit. So we were like, this looks like the best pool party you can go to. So we're like, fuck it. And the tickets were well cheap to get in. They're like a $5, like a $10. Like, you're like, oh, this is cheap. Lies.
It's the drinks, isn't it?
It's so fucking expensive. Like, you get in.
Entry's all right. It's when you go to the bar.
Yeah. You're paying for entry for what reason? Like, literally, anyone should go in. There's not a limit on people. I don't think they sell it out or anything. They just let as many people in as possible. And you get in and you like buy a drink, and it's cheaper to buy like a jug cocktail because that's like 70, 80 euro. But then that's like 4 drinks, I'd say, like 4 cocktails. Whereas you buy one and it's like 15 euro, which doesn't actually seem that expensive, but they don't pour it like they do in Zante or other Spain destinations.
They do it properly, don't they?
Yeah, they do it properly, if not more stingy. So you got half a cup of ice. It's just like, I don't like drinking ice in other countries because all their ice is not drinking water. So I always get a bad tummy, always get sore throat, bad tummy. So I just always say no ice. So hopefully they fill it up properly. And anyway, they didn't this one time. And it was just so expensive. So I didn't really drink much anyway because we were flying home the same day. And we just tried to like sit down on an empty table. And they were like, yeah, this table's like $2,500. And I'm like, fucking hell. So we're like, what are we going to do? And they're like, all the tables are booked. So we're like, right. So we waited like an hour and we were like, right, there's no one else on these tables. So we'll just go pick one. So we picked up like this little bar stool with like 2-3 chairs around it. And that alone was like £800. And we were like, they're taking the fucking piss. And they're like, we're seeing all these people, like 20 people around one table or one like lounger as such. And I'm thinking, you don't all fit around that. Like, you do not all... It just makes no sense why they'd make you pay that much for a table if you're allowed that many people around it. It's just crazy. And then they're like, oh, but you get like food and drink. And then I was like, this is just absolutely mad. But then you do look online on their website and it is cheaper. Like, it's cheaper than they say it is.
Yeah.
They don't want you to have a bed because they're trying to reserve it for TikTokers,
Oh, yeah, all the big ones.
influencers, famous people with like however many M followers or B followers, whatever. But my boyfriend's famous. They just don't know. Like, hello, like he could literally pay for it. But we was just like, he was literally going to be like, I'll pay for it. And I was like, no. You're not paying grands on a table that we're not even going to be at for the whole day.
No, yeah.
Like, we were only going to be there for like 3-4 hours because we had to get a flight back. And then him and my mate got so drunk that they didn't want to get on the flight. They were like, we're just going to stay another day. Like, we hadn't already booked another day. That was our second day. So like, we were meant to leave the day before, but some of my mates come out with us. And we woke up in the morning and Alex was like, go downstairs. He gave me his card and went, go downstairs and book another day. Change the flights for tomorrow. I was like, all right, you sure? Cost us like, I think it cost him $1,000 for the extra day. And I was like, Alex, are you sure about this? And he's like, yeah, I'm not getting out of bed today. I think he was hungover because he had the show the night before.
Yeah.
It was really cool though. It was really, really cool. That is something that's like quite fun about him being an artist, is that you get to like travel a lot.
See everything,
Yeah. And like, he doesn't want to do like all of it alone. He always says something to me that I think is really sweet. He says like, it's not worth it unless you can bring the people around you with you.
Yeah.
So like,
supporting it.
Yeah, and it's really nice. It's really nice. So that's really fun for me, of course, because I could never afford to do that for someone else. I don't think, anyway. Unless someone wants to pay for me to do that. Any sponsors? So I can imagine, like, when you come back from Greece, like your seasons, and you probably used to that independence and like not wanting to like go back home in the same way. You probably were just like, oh, I want my own space now.
Oh yeah. So the thing is, I've had my own place now, 3 years, going on 4.
Yeah.
And it does get bloody boring sometimes.
Yeah, I literally can relate. It does get really lonely. Like, now I've got a boyfriend. It's so much different. If anything, it's actually a bit of aggro. Like, I love it. I do love it. But I like the mess in my house to be my mess.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas when someone else is messy, you're like, wound up by it.
When I have afters at mine, I end up just going to bed probably about 5-6 o'clock in the morning and let them continue.
And my whole flat is like half the size of this room.
Yeah.
Like, no kidding. Like, maybe about the same size, actually, because you split it into like 4 rooms. But like, something well weird in my flat is like, there's a staircase between me and my neighbour, so it makes this rectangle room like, I can't explain it, but it's like that on one side. Yeah. So then it's just really awkward. So that's really annoying. But like, yeah, it's just like, it's really good living on your own because you feel.
It is great. It's great. You can obviously like do what you want and everything like that. Then you do just.
I would never ever move back in with my parents now, ever. Like, for real. But that's not just because I can't. It's also because, like, it's just like you have that sense of like independence. You feel like an actual adult.
Yeah.
And you think, oh God, I couldn't go back now. Because I think when you live under someone else's roof, you have to like respect what their boundaries are. Yeah. And sometimes when you're an adult and you have your own space, you don't want to respect anyone's boundaries in your own house. You want to respect just your own. Like, if I just want to be a slob today, I can be a slob.
Oh, yeah, no, I could tell me to otherwise.
Yeah, literally. So, what interested you in your new career options?
What they're like the fitness and things, yeah. So it was obviously when I wanted to like lose weight and everything, because I was like, my drinking and that was bad and things. Yeah.
Was it bad when you come home as well?
No, it was like, I wasn't always been a big drinker, because I worked obviously in the pub trade when I left school.
Yeah.
So
I actually love working at a bar. It's so much fun.
Yeah. So obviously from 15 to like 20, just every weekend. Yeah. Even during the weeks, obviously the shifts, things like that.
It's when it gets you during the week, you're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I probably went. Oh yeah. I'd get my paid on like a Friday from the bar, and then I'd spend it on the Saturday. Yeah. And I'd have nothing left.
Oh my God, one time, it was my 19th birthday, and this was like the first time I'd try like MD, and basically I was like, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to take it to this rave, and like, there's actually an even funnier part of the story, because at this point in time, I was also trying out a bit of coke as well, because I was getting too drunk, so I was having to sober myself up halfway through the night. But anyway, I had to call my mum before I'd even left Milton Keynes, because I'm like, Mum, and my mum didn't know I was doing it. I was just like, Mum, I don't want any questions, I don't want any aggro, but I need to tell you I've left something on your bed, and my little brother and sister were like under the age of 10 at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I've left something on your bed, and I need you to go and get it and hide it from the kids. And she was like, what have you left? I said, look, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. She was like, just tell me. I was like, it's a bag of Coke. It was just so bad. It was so bad that I was doing it at the time. But I was just like, I just need you to take it. And I was so annoyed. And obviously, at this moment in time, I'm loving it. So I'm like, can you, bring it to me? My mum doesn't drive either. So I'm like, can you bring it to the train station? She's like, no. So I'm like, all right, fucking doing MD tonight. I've never done it before either. So I was like, okay, not great. And then I get to this place. I went all the way to Basefest at Sheffield.
Yeah.
And literally, I had the best time doing it. But I don't know what it is. I don't do drugs now because of the times I've tried drugs. So when I was doing a bit of coke, I only ever put a tiny little sprinkle literally in my mouth. And I know that sounds disgusting, but it sobered me up every time. And I'd never sniffed it because can't breathe through my nose. So there's no point trying to sniff anything. Excuse me. But basically, I was doing this stuff and I was trying all this stuff out, but I absorb drugs instantly. When people are like, you just wait and you'll enjoy it. I absorb them
right
like that. So when I tried this MD, I got up a little line on the table, and the guys I was friends with at the time, they would always you know what they're like. They go all out. They have the wildest time with it. And I'm like, that looks a bit big. So I just sort of split this little line into half. And I was like, just put it in my drink. I was like, just scrape the little bit into my drink. And I drank it, and it lasted 3-4 hours. And I literally absorbed it straight away. So all I was doing was sipping this one bottle of water for 3-4 hours. And it was fucking wild. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that again. I think I've only ever done it maybe 5 times in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I avoid that shit now because it just absorbs into my body. So that's why I sort of stuck to drinking. And then with the drinking, I just went overboard with that as well. So I don't really drink that much anymore either.
Yeah, I'll say I haven't slowed down. I go out probably 3-4 times a month, probably.
Yeah.
But when I do, it's,
What has that done? Hold that for. Fuck.
Oh, there you go. It's just when I sleep.
Fuck me.
Yeah, but when I do, it will be a 2, 3, 4 day session.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can imagine.
So it's but in the new year, I'm going to fill out this New Year's, and then from January I'm just gonna focus on my fitness, because what I want to do is I've done the bodybuilding bit to sort my shape out, but now I want to start competing in powerlifting.
That's really cool.
So I want to just lift as heavy as I can.
Have you ever caused any damage doing that?
Nah, not yet. I'll touch wood, I won't.
Yeah.
But
Is there things you do to sort of prevent that from happening?
Yeah, I do a lot of mobility sort of things and stretching.
Okay.
And I want just making sure the muscles and things aren't tight or anything like that.
Is there any sort of remedies you have to use to sort of, I remember when I used to go to the gym a few years ago, I say that I should be going, I'm still paying for it, but I used to go quite regularly when I was 16, 17, 18, and I used to get this iron spray. It's an iron magnesium spray, and it used to be I think it was from Holland and Barrett, and it used to just help my muscles repair a bit quicker, because I'd always hurt myself.
So
in my
I'll take
arms.
supplements.
Yeah.
I'll take zinc, and I'll take ashwagandha, which is anything that just helps fatigue and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I've next week I'm doing a deload week, so I'm not going to lift as heavy, things like that, to just my muscles
Sort of repair.
Yeah. But that's the plan next year, start competing and things.
That's really cool.
But I need to get to sort of pro level before I do that.
So how do you know when you get to pro level?
It's with powerlifting, it's even to qualify, you have to say you have to squat, bench, and deadlift. Is it your total lift? So like you've got to be able to lift with those 3 lifts. The total's got to be about 700 kilos for my body weight.
Fucking hell.
And I can only, with my total with all 3 lifters, only about 530.
That's not far off though, is it?
Yeah, well, it's about 170 kilos. I need to try and lift another 170 kilos onto my lifts
Fucking
before I
hell.
can qualify, really. But
I bet you'd be good for like moving houses.
yeah, I mean, like the most I've lifted was pretty much 230 kilos.
Bloody hell. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's what, just over 500 pounds.
I can't remember what, you know those little poxy gym machines where you have like a leg thing and you like push it like
Yeah,
that.
the leg press thing.
Yeah, I don't know how high they go up to, just the standard ones, not the ones with all the weights on. But I think one time I got to the last one, but that's because I literally cheated. So what you do to cheat is you go by one at a time. You just do one lift and then you go to the next one, and you basically just confuse your legs so that they can do it. But if you try and lift it on its own, you just can't do it. Like I literally will like push and I'm like, it's not moving whatsoever. But like I definitely like to say I achieved that by cheating. Oopsie. But yeah, I think I've never really known anything about the powerlifting like leagues. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, like competition sort of thing.
Yeah, so I've never really known any details about how any of that works, but I know that it's just like a massive lifestyle.
Oh yeah, it's like
you have to like proper do the nutritional side, and like disciplining yourself to go every day. And do you have like a rest day?
yeah. So I train 4 days a week, and then I get 3 days off, and obviously I can do those 4 days of training however I want. So I could do 2 days on, a day off, 2 days on, or
Oh, that's
however.
cool.
But
So you can have the rest day sort of whenever you want, either spread out or all
yeah,
together.
yeah. So I'll get 3 rest days a week, either way. But
Yeah.
I can do it however I want. So sometimes, most of the time, I try to do my like training throughout the week and then have the weekend.
Yeah. That is
Like,
good.
just to chill.
I would prefer that. Or to have a drink. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Or you might.
Yeah. So I do that sometimes. Sometimes
You
I
might
try
do
because
that.
obviously, I can't lift heavy when I've just been on the session.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
Then I'm more prone
understand.
to injury as well because I just like I try to lift what I can usually lift and it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, it must be like really stressful when you're like trying to like lift something, but you're like having like a rest week. So like it's aching more.
Yeah. So that's why next week I'm going just doing like a rest week where I'm going to go lighter and things because I'm trying to do it this week and
Yeah.
things that I can use to lift are just
Harder.
they're just not going very
Much
well.
harder.
So it's like, yeah, I think I need to give my body a break for a week.
Do you have like a specific diet you go by, or do you just sort of eat whatever?
I at the minute I've just been sort of in my calories. I've been eating more than I should.
Yeah.
But
But then it is just after Christmas.
Yeah.
So we are filming this literally within a week after Christmas because I'm trying to like learn what I'm doing. So now I don't know when this will come out.
Yeah.
I haven't decided yet. It's hopefully towards the end of January, but I don't
see.
know. It might be different than that. If you talk to yourself and overshare just as much as I do, you're probably thinking, I should start a podcast. I absolutely love having a podcast. I get to meet great guests and get to know people on such an intimate level. And even with my solo episodes, I can treat it just like a diary. You're probably freaking out thinking, how do I get started? Who's going to help me? What do I need? Where am I going to put it? How do I do this? How do I do that? I was just as stressed as this. You can use equipment you already have. All you really need is a mic and something to record it on. And you'll need to find a platform to be able to upload your podcast. Podcasting is the best thing right now. Get your personality out there. Get talking. It's inexpensive and it's so easy to do. I don't mind teaching you how to do it, but Buzzsprout is the best at teaching you everything you need to know and all the tools you need to use. You'll get a professional looking website, which is a bonus, that also displays all the different directories where you can listen to your podcast. That includes Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and all the major directories that you would want to upload it to. You can also create short clips, audios to put into websites, and also other audio clips you want to upload onto like social media, which is really good for promoting the podcast. I've had a ton of people that click through onto my podcast just from those audio clips I have uploaded in the past. You get tons and tons of guides and information and advice on how to make your podcast successful. And you get detailed analytics so you can find out where is listening the most, what's the most listened to episode, and you also get encouragements of little milestones, which I find motivating. I get little medals. Use the link in the show notes to get $20 credit if you sign up for a paid plan. Using my link helps support my podcast and also gives you $20 credit. So choose Buzzsprout. It is the easiest way to get started. But do you ever get like sort of body image issues because of what you're interested in doing? Like sort of like a body dysmorphia?
Yeah. I mean, I get that all the time. I've never been happy with how I am. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. I think that's everyone in the gym. You're never happy with how it looks. You're like when you get the pump, for example, that's when your muscles are a lot bigger from. So you're like, that's why people are always chasing the pump.
Yeah. Do you think it's like a bad or good thing when people do like steroids?
It's it is obviously it's a bad thing. Like I mean, like it's a weird thing really. It depends on like what sort of they're doing it for. Like most elite people you see now are roided up.
Yeah.
It's inhumanely possible for the strong men, the ones who can lift 500 kilos.
Yeah.
That's not possible natural. There's no chance.
Isn't there?
I don't think it's possible natural. I don't like.
No, it does make sense though.
500 kilos, that's half a ton.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're getting if you're getting like famous from it as well, you've got to sort of keep up. You've got to try and push those boundaries.
Like, all these elite actors and things, all these Hollywood actors, there's no way they can get that ripped for a role within 6 months.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like
most of
like
them
the way
are on
people
steroids,
starve themselves, and they talk about how they starve themselves as well.
Most elite actors nowadays are on steroids.
Yeah,
because it's a quicker way for them to get in.
Yeah.
Like ready for their role.
Yeah, because I remember like having conversations about steroids with like previous guys I've either been friends with or dated in the past, and I always found it as like a really negative thing to do steroids.
Yeah.
Like, and even when people do like, is it anabolic powders?
Yeah.
Where they think it's not steroid, but it basically
is.
Yeah.
They think it's like a steroid. Like, this is a natural steroid, and it's just a steroid.
Yeah, it's just a different type of it. It's still a steroid. I think like, I don't know what it's like for girls because I've never known any girls that do it. I've only ever heard experiences from men, but I have learned that a lot of men become very like aggressive and short-tempered,
it's a lot of
hormonal as such.
Yeah, because obviously it's a massive increase in testosterone.
Yeah, interesting.
So but I've never I don't think it's like a negative. Steroids are negative. That's how like some of the elite lifters have become how they are.
Yeah, true.
That's how most of them have done world records and things.
Yeah, it's true. Because I've never really looked at it from a different point of view. I've always just had that same set of view on it. I don't
disagree with steroids or anything like that. It depends on. Obviously, it can there's bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Who are now I know this bodybuilder Ronnie Coleman. He was 8-time Mr. Olympia or something like that. And but he was roided up. But I think he's 58 now.
Bloody hell.
He's had probably about 30 surgeries, and he can't walk, and he's only 58.
Fucking hell.
That's sort of what steroids can do to you if you overload it.
That is so bad.
Yeah.
So it can
if you overload it, some
you.
people just keep on.
Yeah. Do you know what it is as well? Is I'm terrified of needles. Like I don't like needles. So I think that's also a contributing factor why I'm so biased about it. Because when people are like, "Oh, just do the powder," I'm like, still steroids, but it's like the needle one is the one I'm more bothered about. I don't like it. I don't like needles or anything like that. Probably why I didn't like tattooing that much.
I see. I don't mind it at all. I don't mind. I can sit there. So I just sit there and just let it.
Could you fall asleep?
Yeah, I have if I have a tattoo session which is 9 hours, I'll have 2 5-minute breaks throughout the entire day, and that's it.
Wow. What about food?
No.
What if you're hungry?
I'll let it go. I'll just let it happen.
Oh, I'd have to have a food break and a cry break because I just can't bear it. Do you know what? When I had my tattoo, it felt like, you get cats and kittens. It felt like a cat got its its claw caught in my skin and couldn't get it out. And it was like the worst pain. I hated every minute of it. I did not like it at all. It was awful. So back to the competitions as well that you're interested in going into entering. How do you think you have to approach that, or you're not too sure yet?
To approach it, I think obviously I have to
meet the requirements you want to
Yeah,
meet.
you have to meet the requirements to get into the competition anyway, and then like, just obviously like I've got I did a little one the other day with just like my brother and a couple of our mates in my gym, just to sort of see how.
That's a good way to do it, though.
Yeah, no, like, you had fun. It was, you know, but
It's quite motivating as well.
Yeah.
Already practicing what you'd be doing.
yeah, but like, so now I've got like a gist of how we plan out instead of just going into one without knowing anything. Like,
Yeah.
So I'm like prepared, but just need to try and lift the
Is that where you have to like paint your body like gold, or is that
No,
just...
that's bodybuilding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So powerlifting's actually about strength, whereas bodybuilding is more about...
Powerlifting, like it's not like world's strongest man stuff. Powerlifting is like the three main lifts, which are like the squat, the bench, and the deadlift.
Okay.
It's about just lifting as heavy as you can for all three.
Wow. That's mental, isn't it?
Oh yeah. But,
Jeez.
well, I've only just started, and I just want to try and my goal like this 2023 is I want to cut down 35 kilos body weight to get down to about 95 kilos at least.
So is that just solely done by going to the gym, or is it like a bit of both, like diet, gym?
People think it like to lose weight and that's just the gym. It's actually more like food.
Yeah, I thought
Like
that too.
you've got to be in a calorie deficit to actually lose weight.
What's that mean?
Like, so you've got to eat less than your body. You've got to eat less than your body. Like I can't
Like needs.
Yeah, you got to.
Right. So if you was going to do that, what would you eat?
I'd eat like sort of the same things. I just reduce my calorie intake.
So how many
So
calories
for example,
is in
like,
rice?
for me, like I'm about 127 kilos at the minute.
Okay.
If I wanted to maintain my body weight right now, stay at 127, I'll have to eat 4,100 calories a day.
Fucking hell.
Which is what I've sort of been doing. So I've just
Is that like the norm, or is it like?
yeah for my body weight, like it all depends on anyone.
Oh, so
everyone.
it's dependent on your own body weight.
But
You can tell I know nothing about this.
if I wanted to stay out like my weight now, I'll just eat 4,100 calories a day.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to drop weight, I'd start by drop it by 500 calories.
Have you ever like noticed like a big difference in like a weight from like 1 week or like a month, like from just diet alone?
Yeah. I do with my online coach. I do check-ins every week. So I do like a front back side photo every week, so I can always see.
Like as if you were being arrested.
Yeah, literally. It's like a mugshot, like just front, back, and side. But I do that every week, and then I look back at ones from 6 months ago. I look back at ones when I first started it, where I was massive,
Yeah.
to ones where I am now, and it's like I'm like pretty much the same, more or less the same weight, but I'm a lot more
You notice a difference.
toned
though.
and things like that.
Yeah, I think it's like nice when you notice being toned, because when I used to go like to the gym regularly, I had basically no body fat, but I was going to the gym because I wanted to gain weight.
Yeah,
I was so insecure about how slim I was, but I didn't realise that diet was so important. So I just ate
It
anything
pretty
and
much
everything.
plays 80%.
Yeah,
like-
and my metabolism was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it was so fast that I would just lose it straight away.
Oh yeah, that's like my brother. Like he walked to the gym the other day, and he reckons he could have lost at least a kilo just by walking to the gym.
That's mental, isn't it? Now,
Whereas I'm like the other way. I have to. Takes me bloody ages to try and lose a kilo.
Yeah, and also like since my alcohol abuse, I have noticed that my weight fluctuates massively now, like massively.
It's like water retention.
Yeah, and I also quit smoking weed. So when I quit smoking, like everything slowed down, and then obviously I swapped it instantly with a drinking problem. So then it fucked my whole gut. So now I'm just like screwed. Like sometimes if I go out for a drink, it will just turn my tummy. Like I feel like I'm gonna be sick. Or like I get like acid reflux, or I just don't absorb any alcohol. Oh no, bracelets is hatched. No, these are new. Oh, how do I get this on? There we go. Yeah, so like my body sometimes just doesn't absorb any alcohol whatsoever. Like I could have like 3-4 drinks and be stone cold sober.
Oh yeah.
Although to be fair, not many people do get drunk off that.
I think like the other day when I went out on Friday before Christmas Eve, before I went out, I had 10 cans.
Yeah.
I was fine.
That's crazy, isn't it? Whereas like sometimes
I can drink absolutely loads before I get so drunk.
Yeah. I used to be the same. I used to be able to drink like at least half a bottle of Disaronno before even feeling remotely tipsy. and then I would stay tipsy until the end of the bottle. But if I did like 2 shots, I'd be pretty drunk. Like, it's crazy.
There's a story I did in Greece last year as well. I did 53 Jaeger bombs in under an hour.
In less than an hour. Fucking hell. When I do a Jaeger bomb, I feel like I'm going to throw up. They are nice though. That's a lot.
Yeah, I was...
Did you throw up?
Yeah, I was comatose by the end of it. I had
Yeah.
six of my friends had to carry me home.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Six people had to
I'm
carry me
really
home.
not surprised.
But I was fine by like 28 in.
Fucking hell.
28 Jaegers in, I was
In
just
an
getting
hour?
tipsy.
That is like literally 1 a minute. Almost.
Yeah, I think it works out to be about 2 litres of energy drink and 2 litres of Jaeger, about that.
That's really bad, isn't it? Do you know what I find really funny about Red Bull? Is it literally says on the can, do not mix with alcohol, and we all mix it with alcohol. Like, it's so dangerous. And I've seen, like, you know, I've had friends over the years who I've seen end up in a bad way because they've been drinking Red Bull with something, like alcoholic, and it's like so bad for you. And I remember, like, I went for a phase of drinking Red Bull myself. And my God.
All I drink really every day is energy drinks.
Does it like make you feel like you crash afterwards?
I know. See, I need to do one of these things where I just stop drinking caffeine for a week. I just can't because I love caffeine. I love it.
I learned something the other day actually. Someone said to me that you're not supposed to have caffeine in the first 2 hours or hour and a half. McDonald's. Yeah, come in. Yeah, I learned something the other day. All right, ruffle the bag. I don't think it'll pick it up, you know. Wait, ruffle the bag a bit. It does pick it up. It's fine.
I bought loads of condoms. And then I ate them through before I even got there, so there's no point.
Oh.
That's what's the deal.
No, thank you though. Do you want some chicken
No,
nuggets?
I'm alright. Yeah.
Look, boyfriend brought us some chicken nuggets. Thanks, boyfriend.
Yeah, that's it. I'm a fitness guy, and then it's like freaking chicken nuggets and
There you go. That's
Yeah,
protein, no?
you're both like, yeah. These two are both in the gym like regularly, and I'm like, I'm fine. I shouldn't even eat these. I think these have got gluten in.
yeah. Maybe two.
Stick around if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, get yourself a chair.
Oh, yeah, I think
He would come in the pod, but he doesn't have a mic.
yeah.
So sorry. He can just be our producer. He is actually a producer though.
I will.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Yeah, I learned something the other day. I just realised I ate that literally into the mic. That is so gross.
No.
Yeah, all the stuff you keep talking
ASMR, innit?
yes, some mukbang.
Oh, that is gross. I'm going to be sick listening to this back.
Yeah, I actually leave my boat in the car, so I'm
Okay.
gonna leave my boat in the car like a sad old man.
Okay. Just tap on the window when you want to come back in.
Yeah.
Instead of just standing there in the cold. He looked like, what do you call it? What do you call it when someone's like a peeping Tom? Oh, thanks so much. I love chicken nuggets. Yeah, I learned something the other day that says you're not so... Fucking hell, the wall just shook. That says that you're not supposed to have caffeine for like the first 2 hours of the day so that you can actually wake up. Like, if you wake up and drink caffeine straight away, you crash like at like 2, 3 p.m.
See, I don't crash when I drink caffeine.
See, I do, but I only drink tea. I don't drink energy drinks.
Well, I think I have pre-workout and things for the gym, which is 400 milligrams of caffeine. I could have an energy drink with that as well. I think the most amount of caffeine I've had in a day is just about 1.2 grams.
I don't even know what the measurements are, to be fair.
It's you shouldn't that was throughout the day.
That doesn't sound that much.
But that's a lot.
Oh,
They
is
say
it?
they say 800 milligrams is sort of not even at 600. But I do it in a big bulk. I just have it all in one go because it takes it's like a half-life. It takes 12 hours to get fully out of the system.
That's a long time.
So by 6 hours in, say if you have an energy drink which is 200 milligrams of caffeine.
To be fair, when my mental health was really bad in lockdown, I tried everything to try and stop having panic attacks. And one of the things I read was about caffeine, and it said about how long it lasts in your system. So I stopped drinking tea at night. Best believe I used to drink tea every single night and morning and throughout the day like an old woman from the age of like 10. Like, it was devastating when I had to cut it out at night time. And like, I had one last night because obviously not working at the moment. But like, literally, it's like an extra drug in your life. It's well annoying because I love tea so much. Do you prefer tea or coffee?
I see coffee. I'm iced coffee because it's just.
Oh yeah, a lot of my friends like that.
Because it's Greek as well. That's just.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's all the Greeks drink.
Learn something new every day.
So that's just all I drink is iced coffee during the day. Well, I'm literally iced coffee.
How do you make it at home or do you buy it?
I make it at home. Yeah, I've got one of them frother thing.
Ooh, how do you make it? Because I have no idea.
Like, you just put like the instant in and then sugar or whatever, a little bit of water. Then you use the frothing thing, like how the Greeks do it.
What flavour do you use?
I just use like normal Nescafe.
Okay.
But sometimes I'll put like in like one of them cookie dough ones or something. I mix it with my protein sometimes as well, so it becomes like milk, mint chocolate, hot ones before. But I could probably have them like 3 or 4 of them a day, as well as like few energy drink. Just all like caffeine is just.
We love caffeine. Caffeine's so good. I wish I knew how much caffeine was in tea, because I read something as well. Don't read everything you read on the internet. No, believe everything you read on the internet. But I do. I believe most of it. And that's why everyone calls me a conspiracy theorist. But I read that tea actually has more caffeine content than coffee, but because it's like refined or something and put in tea bags, it's actually less. But obviously with coffee, you just dissolve it. You don't take it back out.
Yeah.
Whereas with a tea, you take it out.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because I didn't know that. Also, I want to direct the listeners to your social media pages and whatever you would like to drive traffic to. Would you rather it be on like Instagram or TikTok or
like
whatever
Instagram's
platform?
the main one, which I use.
Yeah, I prefer Instagram.
I can't work out TikTok.
TikTok is hard. And the algorithm, I mean, similar to Instagram, but the algorithm changes all the time. Whereas like Instagram is very like business promoting and all that stuff. Whereas TikTok is like, I think TikTok will become like Instagram.
TikTok's there if you want to go viral.
Yeah.
Whereas Instagram's a bit more just sophisticated.
Yeah. I actually learned something that a lot of these big brands and businesses all start from meme pages. So before TikTok was a thing, meme pages were like the big thing. You followed all the funny pages or the relatable posts. And these people were just shit posting over 3 different accounts named completely different things. And they would drive traffic to their own pages because they'd be like, you're copying my content. They're all the same person. They're all the same page. And they would create these massive, massive followings. And then they would just delete all their content and stuff. And they'd be like, right, this is my brand. And that's how a lot of places do it. Yeah. A lot of people do it that way. And I actually I'm not speaking on behalf of someone because I think their story must be different. I don't know what their story is, but I've just heard about this story from other people that I know. And I'm like, that's really interesting because they make so much fucking money from doing promo. I follow this page on Instagram called Nugget, right? As in literal chicken nugget from McDonald's. And they literally have like a closed profile, like a private profile, but they have like millions of followers. And it's like, how did you get millions of people to follow your content if it's not public? And I think it's because it must have been public. And then when you get to a certain level where you get warnings and stuff on Instagram, just make it private. And also, it's called Nugget. Who wouldn't want to follow that?
Name,
Yeah, it's pretty clever. Like when I was thinking about changing the name of the podcast because I wanted it to be like more clickbait and more like draws people in. And also, when I did my research, it literally said, do not use the word podcast for your title. But I was just like, I don't fucking know what to call it. So I was just like, J. And then there was so many J's. So I was like, podcast J? That's what I'm doing. Like, I'm not very creative. I'm surrounded by a ton of creative people, but I am not creative. Like, I'm just more chatty and I'm just nosy, basically. Like, in a positive way, obviously. I'm just going to eat this nugget. Do you remember all that weird horse meat stuff?
It's a sauce meat scandal from Tesco.
Yeah, that was so weird. And they were even saying that McDonald's were doing it. That was so weird. And they were like, oh, Tesco's using horse meat. And all I'm saying, sorry to anyone that like has, that would rather not eat meat and anything to do with an animal. But, you know, obviously I like eating meat. And I remember that I've actually eaten things like rabbit before, and it's actually banging. It's so nice. It's like really sweet chicken. I don't know whether I should have admitted that.
I don't think the horse meat would have tasted anything different, really, to
Probably
like beef
not.
or anything.
Would we have noticed? Probably not. I mean, I don't want to know. Like, I wouldn't eat a dog ever.
No.
I wouldn't eat like, I don't know. I say I wouldn't eat loads of things. To be fair, I've never tried. I don't really like fish that much. Like I like. Sorry, just go. Fucking.
See, I like squid and octopus. That's good.
See, I don't really like fish.
Salt and pepper squid, crispy.
It sounds nice. Is it gooey?
It's chewy. It's like the squid, tentacle.
Do you know what it is? It might not even be because of what it is. I just have a texture problem with food. Like, the only foods I don't like are things with textures. Like, I hate rice pudding. Porridge stinks. And it's just like a bowl of sick that's thick. It's disgusting. I don't like things like sushi. Why are you eating your fish raw?
I don't like sushi. Yeah,
I only found out the other day as well, loads of people get food poisoning from eating sushi. And it's like massively popular. Like, so many people I know are like, oh, let's go to Yo Sushi. Even Alex is like, let's go to Yo Sushi. I'm like, on your own. To be fair, one time I actually did go with him, but they, like, apparently it was like after COVID, so they weren't doing the thing they supposedly are supposed to do. So he was like, yeah, this is shit, let's go somewhere else. Because it was like, we love our tapas. So we like get loads of little plates. So we have like lots of choice. So yeah, that's why we didn't eat there. But yeah, I only like the basic fish. Like things you get from a chip shop, basically. I don't mind scampi. Don't really like it that much. But I like haddock, cod. I really like salmon, actually.
Yeah, I like salmon.
I love salmon. And I like tuna and tuna steak. That's it, I think.
Tuna is like literally. I had nothing. I've got no food in my flat at the minute. I got to go shopping. All I had like couldn't be asked to go to the shop either because it was like too late. So all I had to literally just throw beef super noodles together with 2 cans of tuna.
That's a good idea.
It was just the blandest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And it just looked horrible.
Yeah. Do you know what? I have like a council meal. I have like a statement council meal. When I've got no food in the house, I always have this like canned stuff. And I always have chopped tomatoes, sweet corn, tuna, and pasta. And it sounds awful, but just try it. Season it up with all the nice Italian herbs. I'm telling you, it's not that bad. And you can make like multiple servings out of it. And it's like, it's banging, but it sounds awful. But I have done that like my whole life. Whenever there's no food in the house.
Whenever I've had no food, I've had like random food. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to mix it together and see if it works. Yeah.
Like tomato soup works really well as pasta sauce. Weird. Why would anyone do that? But I've done it loads. When I lived in my last flat, I was super depressed. I hated it. So I used to just put randomest stuff together. I don't know. I can't think of them all off the top of my head because I used to smoke a lot of weed, so I don't really remember. But I used to do some weird stuff in that kitchen. And I'm just not really a cook. I don't like cooking.
No, I don't like because it's just washing it up.
Yeah. I just don't really. Yeah, washing up's the worst part.
That's me.
Awful.
If I do washing ups, it'll be sat in there for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think when I moved house, anything that needed washing up, I chucked in the bin. Fuck that. Buy new stuff.
I have to let things soak as well. Let it soak, and then I forget about it. Yeah.
I actually find I've tried to get my boyfriend into this routine because he does the washing up, and it just bugs me smelling stuff. Like I don't have bins in my house. I leave them outside. Even when like cats and like other pests chew it up outside in the middle of the night, I would rather have all my crap outside the house than in the house. Like the smell of bins makes me gag. But anyway, that's not what we were talking about. And I literally hate it when you eat your food, you don't rinse the plate out. But I have done that my whole life. And then now I'm only starting to do it. So I'm like to Alex, oh, let's rinse the plates. And I'm getting annoyed when he's not doing it, but we've never done it before. And he's just like, what the fuck? But yeah, so that's just something that really winds me off. I don't like not having a dishwasher, but I've never had one
I've
either.
never had one.
Like ever. Growing up, never had one. But it's just really useful. Like my friend, one of our friends from school, she just moved into a new house and she got like the tenant before left it there, a tabletop dishwasher.
Oh.
And I'm like, that's fucking sick. But when you look online, they're like a couple £100. And you're like, for God's sake.
I'd rather just keep the washing up.
Yeah, especially like, are you really gonna? I don't know. It just seems really expensive.
Yeah,
Everything's
and then,
so.
then you've got to buy the dishwashing tablets and all that
Yeah,
thing.
like you haven't got to keep upkeep and then get it repaired whenever it breaks. To be fair, I'd probably just buy a new one.
If my dishwashing scaro breaks, I'll just go to Tesco's and get another 99p one.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like going to IKEA and getting all the stuff from there because it's actually cheaper sometimes. Or B&M. So, I don't actually remember how we didn't say this part earlier when I was like, what social media page do you want people to go towards to support and follow and, you know, like-minded people that are in the same position as well. I think it's good to surround yourself with people that are either on your level or above.
Yeah.
Not to shit on people that are below you. I'm not trying to say that, but you're not going to like feel motivated if you're above everyone.
Yeah.
Not to say that people are better than everyone else. I know I've got to clarify that. But like, I feel like it's I feel like it's better to surround yourself by like-minded people who are motivated for more for themselves.
Oh yeah.
Even if you're working, like you're happy in your job, you've been there for however many years, but you want more for yourself, like whether that be in the gym, in your lifestyle, like in your health, like in any aspect of life, even like financially, like sometimes people just want to get out their debt. And I think that's a really good thing to like work towards. I think it's good to be around like people who are actually on that same level as you, or if not, above you. Like I would rather be the silliest, dumbest person in the room because it's gonna rub off. Like when we used to be in school, I used to get put down sets, and I used to actually ask the teachers to put me in a higher set because they'd be like, "Well, no," and I'd be like, "Yeah, but I work better around smart people."
Yeah.
And it always worked, especially in maths. So anyone that was in my maths class,
Thank you.
Yeah, half of the years in that school, I did not earn the top set. I actually asked to be in it. Like 1 year, I got put in it, and I was like, yes. And then the year after, I got put down 2 sets, and I was like, fuck, no, at least one more, at least one higher. So they actually let me go a bit higher. But yeah, I definitely find like that is just an example of like being around like-minded people. Like I think being in the creative industry and trying to make something for yourself on like things like social media and stuff like that, it's the new modern way. Like if I tried to start a podcast but not put it on social media, it's gonna be a lot fucking harder for anyone to know it exists. Because trying to like when you're trying to decide a name on a podcast, I've noticed that I go off topic like straight away. But anyway, that everyone on podcasts, there's no copyright on what you can name your podcast.
Yeah.
So many podcasts are called the same thing. Like everything I typed in, there was a podcast. And I was like, but there's not just one, there's like 5 called the same thing. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, why would you want to call yourself the same as another podcast? But like, I just guess that's just how it is. It's not a crime somehow. It's probably because it's like a all around the world thing as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tell us what your social media pages are exactly, even if there's dots in it, just so people can actually type you up, give you a follow, interact with each other's content as well. Because wait, you say your name first.
Yeah. So my fitness one is what's toast_lifts. Yeah, that's where I post all my many random lifts I do, or go for my heaviest lifts and things like that. And
all that motivational stuff you need, especially if you're getting back into the gym this year.
Yeah, it's all gym content, gym related. That's what I do.
And you can definitely ask Jason for advice as well, because he's been on this journey for quite a long time. Well, I say a long time. I think it's been a long time.
Yeah, about a year now.
Yeah, that's a long time. So I think as well, you should definitely, when you're trying to support people, just because, you know, whether you know them or not, just remember to like people's posts, spend at least a minute on them, going through, writing a comment about your thoughts, whether it's constructive criticism or positivity, or just like a nice reaction. Because this day and age, Instagram thinks everyone's a bot, and I find that if I ask people to interact, I actually get a lot more interaction. Whereas if I just put a post up, you just get likes. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you have to interact, and then you have to interact back.
Yeah. Like
that's how it like comes up on your like the For You page and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. And I find like, I mean, my sister used to say to me that she thought I was a pick me girl, but basically I'm trying to build a business here. I'm trying to build something for myself, something successful, and I'm not going to be able to do that if I don't, ask people to do things. So to be able to get support and grow as like an individual, it's like a community as well. It's not just like you as an individual, you're creating a community and you're creating a platform where you want people like-minded. And I feel like, including Jason, but a lot of my guests I'm getting on are all going to be people that are creating their own community and creating their own like mark on the world. And I think it's a lovely thing. I think it's a great thing. And I think in this day and age, it's so much harder to know what you're doing, to figure it out, to, feel that sense of achievement in the same way as 10, 20 years ago. Because when we grew up, there was no such thing as, being an influencer online.
No.
You were either a celebrity or you was a worker. There was like no in between. And everyone knew about the celebrities, but like you just had your circle after that. Whereas now we all know everyone. We know way too much about each other. And it's fine, because I exactly want to know that. I want to know everything about everyone because I love it. I find people fascinating, and I think like what people have been through is like absolutely fascinating. Yeah. And I think like, there's a lot of things that people don't share, but I think I can get out of a lot of people. I do. Like, have you ever had like, obviously you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but have you ever had like bad mental health experiences like throughout your life?
Not really at the minute. I've always I've been like low sometimes and things like that, but never.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah. That's good. Do you think like it's because you manage it, like you stay on top of things because you're so like active?
Yeah,
care about your body, like by not putting shit substances in it anymore and stuff like that.
Yeah. I've it's like gym is always embedded in my mind now.
Yeah.
So I don't do anything else. Obviously, I go out all the time, but I've never skipped the gym because it's just like I can't not go to the gym because it's just embedded in my head.
Yeah. No, I get it. I used to literally feel similar, but I just got really lazy. But I was only like late teens, like 16, 17, 18 is when I went the most. And then like when I was 19, I think I went like 2 or 3 times a week, maybe. And then I gave up for a bit. But it's fine. I'll get back into it. I know that for my mental health, I need to be active, but I just don't make any time for it. Like, I don't know why. I just don't.
Yeah. It's hard, time-wise. It's...
Yeah.
Like, I don't do anything else. I literally work, go to the gym, and then sleep.
Yeah.
But I could do anything in that, like the last part of the day, but I don't.
Yeah. No, I get you. What as well do you think you'd need to do on like TikTok if you wanted to like grow your platform on TikTok? Do you have a platform on TikTok?
Yeah, I don't use it. It's the same as my Instagram. It's like toast_lifts. But
do you post the same things on there or
sometimes?
Separate?
I mean, I post more on Instagram things. That's where I'm more like active in things and doing the reels. But sometimes I post on TikTok if I'm bored or something. Yeah,
I definitely recommend it. I think it's good to have like, even if it's the same stuff, like that might be bad advice, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's really important to have regular content. Even if it's like once a week, just post like one thing up there a week, because then it builds
the algorithm.
Yeah, exactly that. And like you will attract people to your Instagram. Yeah. Like I originally got TikTok because I wanted to use it to promote my Instagram.
Yeah.
And like now I don't give a fuck which blows up. Just one of them.
Just one of them.
One of them. All it takes is one of them. And like I've got my TikTok connected to my Instagram connected to my Facebook. Yeah. I've even connected my Twitter. Don't read my Twitter. Like I literally just cry on Twitter basically. I just whinge about life. But I love it Because, like, no one really ever asked me for my thoughts. So I'm like, well, Twitter obviously is
That's what
asking
Twitter's
me,
there for, though, isn't it?
yeah,
Twitter's-
what's on your mind? I'll tell you. I'll tell you in a tweet. And I'll, like, rant and everything like that. I just love Twitter, but Twitter is so shady these days. Like, no one fucks with people that use Twitter. And I'm like, why? Elon Musk right now is funny as fuck. And I know everyone hates him. He's really funny. Like, I remember when he first bought Twitter, and literally the first tweet he put was like, now it's time to put the cocaine back in Coca-Cola. And it was just so funny. And he was like, oh, who thinks we should get Donald Trump back? And everyone was like, yeah, brought him back. Guy didn't want it back. He literally just ignored it. I was like, what? Where's Donald Trump gone? Like, not that I'm a massive Donald Trump supporter, but I find it entertaining. It's Americans, they're just entertaining.
Oh, yeah, they are funny, mate.
Yeah. If I had, because I don't know exactly what audience is going to be watching my podcast, like I know a lot of people are around our age, but if it ever got massive and it's like reaching a younger generation, which is kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm kind of hoping that, you know, people that are like in uni or leaving school like people that are trying to figure out their life can watch something like this and go, oh my God, they're just normal people that are on our level. And like, you know, I'm 24 now. Well, only just. And I've noticed that you're never going to fucking figure your life out. Like, you just have to just pursue what makes you happy.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea what I want to do.
Yeah, no idea either.
That's what I hated about school. They used to be like, oh, yeah, do you know what you can do when you leave?
No,
I don't have a fucking clue.
No idea.
I still don't.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea what I want to do. And, like, something I find, like, there's a lot of pressure on it. But like, what would you like recommend to someone younger to, if they would like to pursue something? If they said, oh, I don't know what I want to do, what do you recommend?
It's all about like even when I left school as well, I didn't know what sort of job. I just needed like job and anything like that. You know, like I started in bar work and you know, I used to be shy as anything and started in bar work. You can like, even if it's not a job that you want to stick in with.
Yeah.
Like, you got to just try a job out and then.
Yeah, it's so true. I've tried out loads of stuff.
I mean, yeah, I was pouring pints for 7 years and now I work in a factory building lights.
Nice.
Lights.
Oh, lights.
Yeah,
I thought you said nice. I was like, that changed.
No, I build like all the Rolls Royce car lights and things like that.
Very cool.
So it's a big difference from pouring a pint.
Yeah.
But
and which one did you enjoy more, would you say?
it was, well, I loved the bar work.
Yeah.
Because I could, you know, meet people and everything like that.
I love it.
But then it was all like unsocial and things. I never really had a life.
Yeah.
And it's sort of what led me to, you know, drinking loads and eating loads of things like that.
Yeah.
With this new job, it's like you know, that's like fitness and things. It's all dependent on your life, like what you want to do with your lifestyle.
Yeah. Do you have to work like awkward hours at your current job? Or is it
No,
quite, like,
it's
9
7
to
till
5
3,
hour?
Monday to Friday.
Oh, that's nice. I wish I could wake up that early.
Yeah. Well, I know I still struggle to. I wake up at 5 in the morning every day. Just to try. Don't need to wake up at 5, but
No, it's just nice to wake up though.
Yeah.
Like wake up for an hour.
Oh yeah, I'd rather. Some of my colleagues, they literally wake up at like 6:30.
That's me.
I couldn't do that. I have to be awake. I have to be awake, even if I go and have a nap for like 45 minutes before I go to work.
Yeah, I start work at 8 o'clock most days, and I've got to be like not far from here basically, and like halfway between my house and your house. That's where I've got to be, and like. Literally, I live 10 minutes away from work, like where I have to be at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up about 7:30. And it's so frustrating because my alarm is set for 6 every day, and I have an alarm every 5 minutes. And Alex is like, "Turn him off!" Like he's trying to sleep, and I'm just like, I can't wake up any earlier, and I don't know why. It's like I need sleep therapy or something.
I wake up even on the weekends and things. I still wake up at 5 a.m. It's just become like. And I can't lay in anymore. Like, I can't lay in past like 8:30.
That's so frustrating. Like, when I'm off work, I can't lay in for as long. But when I'm working, I'm like, oh, I can't get out of bed. I'm struggling. But when I'm off work, I'm like, oh, tea? 6 a.m, shall I? The other morning, I woke up at 4 in the morning. Like, I fell asleep early because I wasn't feeling very well. But I woke up at 4 in the morning. And I was like, and I just knew I wasn't going to go back to sleep. So I was like, all right. 5, like 4:30, 5, I was having a cup of tea, and I was like, just a normal day. That's when I was testing all this equipment, and it was like going well. And then I come here and it's fucking up, but it's all good now. because Alex saved the day with the extra bit of equipment. Thanks, Alex, as always. But yeah, so I hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode of the pod. Obviously, I'm not used to being on camera, so this is all very new for me. If I was used to it, I'd be a bit more successful on fucking TikTok, wouldn't I? Yeah, but I'm not. So yeah, if you want to, go on my social media and give us both a follow. Obviously, you repeat your Instagram at?
Toast_lifts.
Perfect. Give that a follow. If you find him on TikTok, is it the same on TikTok?
Yeah, it's the same on TikTok, yeah.
Give that a follow as well, because when he starts releasing content on there, you're going to want to give that a what's it called? A retweet? It's not a tweet, is it? I don't know. Share it again? I don't know. Oh my God, what is it called? I don't know. But anyway, follow at podcast.j on Instagram. Make sure you're giving me the subscribe on whatever platform it is that you're listening to the pod on, because obviously if you don't, it affects, like, you're not going to be able to see when the pod goes live, so you've got to click that subscribe button, and also, yeah, just give us a follow, support the cause, support your friends. You will notice, like, throughout your life, you will post something on your, like, personal Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and you'll be like, can you please support what I'm trying to build for myself? And like, no one is going to support it unless you've got a Jason. Unless you've got a Jason. Obviously my partner has supported stuff, but like, he sort of has to. I tell him to. I'm like, I've posted, go like it. Even on my personal Instagram, I'm like, I've posted a selfie, why haven't you liked it yet? Do you not love me anymore? What the fuck? But yeah, like, you are gonna, like, the horrible, cold, hard, whatever the right phrase is. The truth is, you're not going to have all your support from the people around you, because one, they're normalised to hearing about your ideas, so they don't see the importance as you see it. Whereas strangers on the internet are going to be your biggest supporters. Exception if you have a Jason. Jason has literally always supported everything I've done, and I think he is such a great person, hence why I want to try and promote his, like, venture currently as well. And hopefully I want to come to this competition. I want that ticket, or at least send me the link for it when you can buy them, okay? But yeah, I want to attend to that, because I just love trying new things as well. Like, I've never been to boxing ever.
No.
And I've never been to, like,
I've been to my
competitions.
boss's wrestling match before.
Yeah, I've never been to anything like that.
Funny. It's all staged, but it's just funny to watch.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
It was, yeah, we got absolutely
Me and Alex went and see Ricky Gervais not so long ago, and oh my God, comedy nights.
Oh, he's great, yeah. I love him.
Why are there not more comedy nights? It was amazing. I was like, oh my God, I have to do this every weekend, and it's well hard to find. It's really hard to find them. So if anyone knows any comedy nights, please let me know. Yeah, so love you all so much. Obviously, I am going to figure out the structure a bit better, but I'd rather just wing it. I think it's a bit more pure, a bit more raw. Right, yeah. We love that. Also, I actually had, like, this new anonymous question box, and I forgot about it after I just basically signed off. That's funny. There's this new app, and it's called, like, Not Gonna Lie. Well, NGL, I'm guessing. And basically, it sends you, like, you can't see that, but basically it sends you, like, messages. Well, you share it on your Instagram, and people write anonymous messages to you, but I'm pretty sure some of them are fake. So even if no one's supporting me, I've got fake messages. So it's great. So it asks me a question like this one says, what's your favourite hobby? Eating chicken nuggets. I don't really have a hobby, which is really depressing.
Gym.
That's a good hobby, though. That's a healthy hobby. Like, I need a healthy hobby.
It's not even a hobby for me now. It's just a lifestyle. So it's weird.
Yeah.
Then it's my hobby as well.
That sounded so, like, oof. You know what I mean? Like, oh, such a lifestyle. Like, I live cool life. And then there's me, like, do you know what? I actually loved making smoothies. And then literally the other day, so I have, like, an extractor fan, and the handle was overhanging of the smoothie machine, was overhanging the cupboard. I opened the cupboard, and it fucking fell on the floor and smashed. And I was gutted, because they're not fucking cheap these days. I bought them when it was cheap. Now they're not cheap. God's sake. But yeah, I don't really have a hobby. Like, I like doing things, but I wouldn't call anything a hobby or a habit. I vape a lot, but I wouldn't recommend it. I was about to panic then. Did you see that panic in my face? Where's my vape? Right, yeah. So yeah, that's about it. But that's because I quit smoking and I worked in a vape company for like 4 years. So I know everything about quitting smoking and basically moving your addiction into something else, which is a huge toxic trait of mine. But, you know, we live and learn. Do you have a favourite hobby other than the gym?
Not really, no. Sleeping.
It's a
Nothing.
lifestyle. I wish I could sleep more as well. Like, we were literally, was we saying this off the camera about how you could nap whenever you like? The jealousy.
I can have a nap and then wake up from that nap and go to bed.
Oh, that sounds amazing. That literally sounds amazing. Alex couldn't do that. It winds me up. What other questions have I got? Is Not Gonna Lie the best app though? Well, I don't know. How do I know? I've only just got it. Right. The weirdest thing you've ever eaten? What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Oh, I don't know. I've eaten some weird things. It's when I've just put random shit together.
Yeah.
Like,
I think same. Probably.
I can't really. I don't even know what I've put together. I've just put random shit together before. Just something that's edible. Like whatever I have left, because I can't be able to go to a shop.
Same. Actually. I actually think same. I'm trying to think.
When I was absolutely broke in Greece, I had to have. I literally just had cereal. I had Cocoa Pops. When I was like completely broken in Greece, I had no money.
Yeah.
And my parents had to send me money, but like it was like for days I was broke. I literally all I had was Cocoa Pops. I just had to eat it with water.
Gross.
that
is rough. That's
when that was broke.
Yeah. Rock bottom, but I'm in Greece with like the peace sign and everything. But it's a learning curve. It's character building. It is character building. And also, I just remembered what I had the weirdest thing I've ever eaten. I mean, it's not really that weird actually, but Alex ordered like some fancy Chinese or Japanese food the other day, and the prawn crackers were like, they looked like fortune cookies, but they weren't. They were prawn crackers, but they were just spicy. And I was like, what the fuck? Like the texture was nice, but the flavour was really spicy. And I can't eat spicy food. My mouth just is really reactive because I wasn't raised on spicy food. So like it literally burns my tongue. But I like the taste. Like I lick it and I'm like, oh, that tastes nice. And then I'm like, yeah, ow, ow, ow. And it's just like fire dragon. But yeah, I wonder if I got any other questions. The worst trouble you got into as a kid?
When I did that thing at Buckingham Fair, that's probably.
Did you get in trouble by your parents?
Yeah. I ended up in an ambulance, didn't I? And then I woke up in my bed, and they were like, "Oh, what happened?" and all that sort of thing. They were proper angry. Like, well, no, I'm fine. I'm not hungover. I'm sober.
Yeah. You're not hungover?
No, I woke up completely fine. I woke up tucked in my bed.
Lovely.
And woke up completely fine the next day, and everyone was messaging me like, "Are you dead?" and whatever. I was like, "What do you mean?"
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is crazy. I mean, to be fair, I had an experience like that not long ago, but I've never ended up in hospital. That's one thing I'm lucky about.
It's because I drank a litre bottle of vodka in a minute and a half.
How did that feel?
I was really pissed at the time, and I was like, "Fuck it." The thing is, I could drink a bottle of vodka now and still sort of be
standing. Oh, do you know what it is? When I was like 15, I had a house party, and I regretted drinking vodka ever since. I've never been able to drink it. Like, if it's in a cocktail and I don't notice it, it's all right. But I know throughout the night if I've drank vodka, because I'm like, fuck, I'm getting violent. Like, I'm feeling a bit irritated. You know what I mean? But, yeah, vodka does not fuck my stomach very well. And I think what it was is when I was 15, I drank a load of it. And I basically just went to bed and I, like, astral projected. So I don't know if you know what that is. It's like a condition of sleeping. So I thought I died. So basically, for years I thought it was sleep paralysis, but it's not. It's two different things. So when you go to sleep, which I'm not connected to the spiritual world, by the way, don't know how to do it. And I'm a bit scared to do it, to be honest, because I don't want to see all this stuff. It freaks me out. I'm not ready yet. Maybe when I'm like 30, I'll do it, but I'm too scared for it. And basically you can like move as a spirit, like your soul can like travel, but like your body will be asleep.
Oh yeah, no. So I've had sleep paralysis before.
Yeah,
where like you wake up, you can't even close your eyes.
Yeah, it's awful.
You can't like. It was like I was like starfished out and I just couldn't move.
Awful. I've never had
And
like,
you're like proper scared because you also you think that you're seeing something as well.
yeah, you do.
So I
And
was
like,
literally just like trying to close my eyes. You can't, and you're just there. You just have to deal with it
Freaky.
for like 10 minutes.
yeah, it's awful. Like, I think I've only ever had sleep paralysis in body parts, but I've never had it like
I had
as
it, I had
my
it in my
actual
entire
mind.
like body where I was like my whole body was asleep, but more like all I could do was move my eyes.
That's so scary, isn't it? And then that time I astral projected, basically I was so drunk, I went to bed. And I wanted to sober up. But like all this commotion was happening. There was like police at my house. There was like 20 fucking paralytic 15-year-olds. And I think my brother and sister's dad had turned up at the time because I was living with him at the time. And yeah, I remember everyone coming into my room and trying to wake me up and talking to me, and I was responding.
It, yeah.
I'm sat up responding. I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm just a bit drunk. I'm just trying to sleep it off. Like, I remember everything about that astral projection thing. And it was only when people weren't looking at my face I sort of clocked on. I was like, why is no one looking at me in the face? And I'm like, turned round and I can see myself asleep. And it was fucking weird. Like, it was so scary. I was literally like, oh my God, I'm dead. Like, I've died. And then I was like so freaked out that I tried to like lay back in my body and I woke up and I was like, that is so fucking weird, because it wasn't a dream, because I remember every part of the conversation. I remember like how I was, everything. It was just so weird. And like, yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. But then there's like a Netflix series about like astral projection and stuff as well. It's weird. It's weird. But anyway, going way off. I keep trying to like finish the episode at like an hour and I'm like, here, let's do another one. Would you ever come back on?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely.
That's wicked. We could do that, definitely. Once I'm a bit more like confident on it, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm literally winging it. That's what you got to do. You just got to start these projects, start what you want to do, and then if you love it, keep doing it. Like, oh, good job, really, because it died. Oh, anyway, at least the microphone's not died. So back to what we said earlier. Please subscribe to Jason. Please to I need to reword all that. For fuck's sake. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my podcast. Make sure you follow at podcast.j on Instagram and all the other social media platforms. You can find the link in my link tree in my bio. Also, don't forget to show some love to Jason's profile. Clarify it.
Toast_lifts.
Exactly that. We will see you again soon, and subscribe on every single podcasting platform that you listen to me on. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later. Bye.